Hi, my name is Lucas. You may or may not know me, but my life is inspired by the works of one man. His name is Stanley Martin Lieber, though you probably know him as Stan Lee. Stanley was just 17 years old when he began to work for Timely Publications. However, he wasn't writing anything. He started off doing the same things an intern would do.
And they hired me to run errands, to proofread, to fill the inkwell, whatever had to be done. And Martin said to me, listen, I have to hire another editor. You think you can hold on the job until I get one? Well, when you're 17 years old, what do you know? I said, sure, I can do it. And that was it. I became the editor, and I think he forgot to hire somebody because I remained the editor. So I was the editor, and I made myself the head writer. And I was also the art director because the editor is the guy who tells the artist how to draw. So at 17, I was really running the place.
And the company Timely Publications later evolved into Marvel Comics. Though many of Stan Lee's characters are some of the most popularly known in today's pop culture, some of his earlier creations were forgotten with time. Early into his career, Stan Lee was drafted into the military, but still refused to quit his job. Every week he would receive a letter from Timely Publications, now renamed Action Comics, telling him what they needed written. He would write it, send it, and spread his characters wherever the military was putting him. Not all of the characters Stan Lee created were superheroes. Some of them were just people that knew what was right and became heroes even without superpowers. Two of the most popular heroes without powers he created are Hawkeye, who uses a bow and arrow, and Daredevil, who was blinded as a child and learned to use his other senses to battle. Stan didn't like his career. He felt limited. He wanted to be a real writer, not a comic book writer. He wanted to make something that felt real. So when he was asked to create a team of superheroes, since he was planning on quitting anyways, he created them his way. He gave them real-world problems that people face every day, like money issues. When the first release of the Fantastic Four released, the public loved it. Action Comics loved the money, and Stan loved the freedom it gave him in writing future stories. The team consisted of Mr. Fantastic, who could stretch and shape his body, the Invisible Girl, who could bend light, the Human Torch, who Stan added to the team even though it wasn't his creation, and the Thing, a man with skin made of rocks. Because of that success, Stan stayed at Action Comics and even thought to rename it Marvel Comics. He wrote many famous characters such as Iron Man, Thor and his brother Loki, and Bruce Banner, who, when angered, would grow huge, turn green, and become the Incredible Hulk. One day, while Stan was looking at the wall, he saw an insect crawl across it. This made him think, what if somebody could walk on walls like a bug? He began creating a new character, this one different than the others. Teenage superheroes were always sidekicks previously, but this teenage hero would be a hero by himself. Stan Lee worked with writer/artist Steve Ditko to create Spider-Man. They settled on this name after going through many other names, like Bugman or Insect Man. However, when Stan pitched the idea to his producer, he wouldn't let Stan publish it because it was about a spider-based hero, and people think spiders are disgusting, gross, and scary. Stan ignored him and published the issue anyway, and once again, when Stan broke the rules, the readers loved the story. It's safe to say that Stan revolutionized the comic book industry. In 2008, the Marvel Cinematic Universe began with the movie Iron Man, and Stan chose to make a cameo in as many of the movies as possible. To this day, every movie within the Marvel Cinematic Universe has a Stan Lee cameo. However, that won't last long, as he recently died.
Are you afraid of dying?
No, not at all.
Do you think you go somewhere?
No. The one thing I can't understand, I can't grasp my mind around, I feel when you die, there's just nothing. It's like when you're asleep and you're not dreaming.
On November 12, 2018, Stanley Martin Lieber died on a hospital bed in California. Though he may be gone, his stories will never end, and he will never be forgotten.